The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin.
And I got Lou from Fairfield, Connecticut, man. How you doing, Lou?
I'm doing good, Darrell. And I got to tell you, you're not just blowing hot air out there. I think the way you look at the market is terrific. You're a nice guy as far as over the TV. All the research you do, all the homework you do, I truly appreciate it. I appreciate your view of the market. It's awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Darrell Martin.
All right, folks. Welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. We got the S&P is up 2.75 points. We got the Russell up 10.2. We got the NASDAQ up 3.75. We'll get on over to the Dow. It's up 19 points on the day. So pretty quiet right now, but we've had enough little oscillation in there to take advantage of it. And so let's check out copper right now. It's up 0.4. Gold is up down 0.3. We got silver down 0.1. Let's see what else we got going on. We got natural gas is up about 0.5% right now. We got oil down a mere 17 cents. We got corn down 2.5, and soybeans down 21 points. We'll get on over at euro dollar. We got the euro dollar currently down 26 pips on the day. We got the Aussie dollar down 59. So some nice movements right there. We got the pound dollar down 17. Dollar franc is up 21. Dollar CAD is up 11. US yen is up 27. Aussie yen's down 31. Euro yen up 13 pips. Pound yen up 39. Euro pound is currently down just a mere 8 pips. We are rolled on over. Reminder on oil: make sure you have rolled over, but also you may need to adjust your data. So there's a few different ways to do it, but just depends on your platform and how they roll. So make sure you're on the most liquid contract, okay? And let's see here. Let me check this out. Got one thing I got to handle real quick on this. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got. And, sorry, one more thing I got to bring up. And right over here. Okay. Throwing me off there, Joe. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at a couple things. I'll help you out with that. And what I wanted to do was put this in here, and we can even go through a few things. So question that comes in is a trader asks about fills and speed and everything else. I'd have to look at it, and I'll help you handle that. So, but yeah. Not the place. All right, so let me bring this on back up. Let's go ahead and look at where the news is at. And then we'll put the entire plan together. There's a lot of things. Whenever you're doing certain trades, you got to make sure you're using the right type of order and using the right settings in your order. So, trader, I think there's just a confusion there. I'm going to help them out, but we'll get it back on track. All right, so bringing on back up the website and grabbing Forex Factory. And we'll put this on over here. All right. And then another thing to remind you of is anytime you place an order on a futures account, okay, it's not the broker filling you. It's the exchange. So just make sure it's questions and comments directed at the right place. But all right, so we'll go ahead and look over here. We got, because the exchange is filling you with another trader on the other side. A broker is just somebody in the middle that sets up the account and allows you to access the exchange. And again, that's talking about futures. I'm not talking about Nadex. You actually get to be a direct member, which is cool because you can call the exchange directly. But looking over here at Forex Factor, seeing what we got on our list, and well, let's look right here. We got, okay, this morning we had CPI, and I want to pull up the entire plan so we can walk through it step by step, and then we can talk about tomorrow's plan and get that one ready. And maybe we'll pull off some other trades as well. I got thrown off there. I was going to do some trades right out of the gate, but I think we made a step to put that off. Okay, so let's see here. What do we got? Looking at the 17th, and we had a few trades on the roster for today. And let me bring up this right here. Bring this over into focus. Okay, let's pull up the dollar franc. Let's back down that data there. We don't need all that data. And we'll just grab like 10 minutes for the moment. Going over here to dollar franc. And then let me add on my little drawing tool. That's extremely helpful whenever I'm going through these steps with you. Okay? And I guess we'll get a few things on here. We'll look at deviations, deviation levels, and we'll get expected ranges, expected volume. There we go. Okay, so what was going on last night? What do we have on the list? Well, we were looking at the dollar franc. We had the PPI number, and I got to update that one. There we go. And move this on over. There we go. All right, let's zoom on into this specific report. And then let's check out the trade, see how it worked out. Okay, so the release, according to Forex Factory, came out at 3:15. PPI came in at 0.1, an expectation of 0, no change. And so if we go on over here to 3:15, I guess that means we need 5-minute bars on here. There we go. We'll get that on up. All right. So if we go on back to 3:15 from this morning, and then we'll measure how high do we go. We'll look into 7 a.m. Okay. So this was the high. It actually happened right after the release. What about 8 ticks? And then from post-release, went down about 11. Now, we talked about getting in earlier on the trade. So the plan I laid out on the PPI there was to hop in the trade as early as 11, no later than 3 for a 12 o'clock expiration. If you would have got in on the trade at 11 and you would have chose the 7 a.m. expiration, you would have got a full profit on the trade. So not too shabby. So we moved up 8, down 11, and it's nice, and then it basically ended right at where it started at 11 o'clock. So, I mean, max profit trade. Gotta love that. So you could have tried to pull off a straddle if you could got it cheap enough. You have to be a max risk of $20. That one would not have worked. Okay? And that was going in a little bit later, but it's one of those trades that get barely moves, so I'm not really a massive fan on that one. As you know, my favorite trades are the iron condors. Let's see here. What else can we do on that one? I think that's about all we could do. Okay, so just go ahead and gonna remove that one out. And then we'll do pound PPI, pound CPI. All right, so let's check out the pound CPI report right on over here. There we go. And on that one, we're getting at 11 as late as 7. So let's check out what happened if we followed that trading plan. So we'll start right over here at 11 o'clock. We'll take it all the way to 7. We'll see where we ended. Okay, there we go. So 11 to 7, right there. 20 pips. We went to a minimum of $30 on the trade. You should have had no problem getting that trade on. And if you did, you would have got 10 out of your potential 30. So still not a bad trade, profitable trade. Market did move up and down on you a little bit, like you were sleeping, so whatever. But it moved on down to, let's see, how far down did it go? Moved down about 28 pips. Well, if you had a $30 profit, you're about at break even at that point. Moved up about 26 pips, so ran up, ran down. And this does give me a good opportunity to go over a concept with you that you may not be taking advantage of. And there's a good and there's a bad to this, okay? You actually would have made more money if you would have done this. But you also give up money if it doesn't matter. So it's that fine balance. But you can go in and you can put the trade to buy it back. Okay? So like as it runs up, on the one that you bought, you could put to sell it, right? For like when there's only like say $5 left of premium in there. And then the one that you sold, you can put it to buy back when there's like $5 left. Now you're going to give up like $10 of your $30 profit to do that, but you're going to remove risk on one side or the other. Okay, and in this case, it ran up 30 and down 30, so you probably could have removed risk on both sides and been down and out of the trade before it even came back up to 20. So instead of making 10 on the 30, you would have made 20 on the 30 because of giving up some of that bid-ask spread. So you don't really pay the bid-ask spread on the exit because you don't have to give up that $5 on the exit side whenever it expires. So if you hold it to expiration, you don't really pay it. But so that is an option. Like I said, it gives up some of your profit, but it will also remove risk from that side of the trade. It'll lock in that profit, and it may allow you to make more depending upon if it oscillates, because this is a pretty big oscillation. Ran up 30, ran down 30, so basically down 60, and then on back up about 50 from that point. And now the net was only like 28 up, 28 down, but it's 28 up, then basically negative 50 down, then basically a positive almost 50 back up. So by putting it in take profit, that can be a little more efficient way on the trade for it to work. Okay? And let's see here. And the Strata one would have had a really hard time taking profit. Just it barely moves. So it really didn't move far enough for you to make profit on the straddle on either one of those. But like I said, my preference is almost always an iron condor. Didn't even list a profit offer CPI, or a straddle offer CPI. But anyway, the trade did work. It was profitable. And then let's check out what we got for the release this morning. We'll go over the news that came out at 8:30. And we had a few different releases, CPI building permits, housing starts, etc. Came out at 8:30 this morning. So stay tuned. When we get back after this, we'll go right into it.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 50 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Darrell takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
All right, folks, we're going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Okay, so we're going into the Euro-Dollar news and just talking about, not really Euro-Dollar news, but dollar news on the core CPI, building permits, housing starts, etc. And we looked at getting an 8 no later than 8:15 with an expiration at 10 a.m. for a minimum profit of 25. We also said avoid the 3 p.m. because sometimes it can really take off at the end of the day. Let's look and see what this trade did. All right, so if you got in, let's say at, we'll go with the 8 o'clock. So that's usually when we're going to get it because we're at the maximum time we can. And then it moves down at 10 o'clock right there. 23 pips. Well, we're going for $25. So if you got your $25, basically break even on the trade. Not a bad trade. Okay? So, have a couple positive ones, have a break even one. That's a good day. And the biggest thing is right within the expectations. And so let's say you were trading Euro-Dollar this morning and we said $25. That means don't expect it. I'm not saying expect it to move 25. I'm saying don't expect it to move much more than 25. So let's say you went short on this trade. Whatever reason you had a sell signal. And I basically said between 8 and 10, don't expect it to drop really more than 25 pips. It dropped down about 25 pips. What should you do? Either tighten your stop or take your profit. Okay? This is the normal statistical expectation, not only of movement on that hour, as you can see. So that's what that The line is right there, how far we expect it to move. But that's also the expected, that 25 pips is the expected move that we have when that release comes out. Okay? So you want to really make sure you're accounting for all that information, not just in your news trades if you're doing them, but also just in your regular trading. Or maybe you went directional on Nadex. So there's a lot of different ways you can take advantage of it, but it's just something that you want to be aware of. If you're wondering, what is this Nadex thing? How do I get access to this? Hop on over, TFNN.com. Click on Nadex in the top right corner of the page. From there, go to trading, demo trading account. Get on set up. Get a demo account set up. See how that goes. And start playing with the platform. Watch the videos on the side, on their YouTube channel. Check out the spread scanner over on TFNN. Got some videos there. And we'll be happy to help you out. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have, and get you going. But news trading is pretty cool. You can go in there, you get a lot of base hits. It's not mega money most of the time. There's a few trades I do. I'm doing some of them live on the air. We've made some pretty massive profits, but most of them are just base hits. But it's just consistent base hits around news announcements. And the biggest advantage to me is not even. There is profitability in them. But the biggest advantage to me on them is them giving me a correct perspective of what to expect on that market. So, I only expect it to move about 25 pips. It's moved it. Once it's done that, I can easily hop in and start throwing on butterflies. Okay? And so eventually we'll expand out the news plan more and more. But we got our 25 pip drop. That's about what we expect on it at most. Probably start to pull back a little bit. Okay, where are we at on the range on the new hour? 9 o'clock pops up. I can look at a 9 o'clock. I can look at a 10 o'clock and an 11 o'clock butterfly right after that because I got my move. And now I could have 2 or 3 trades. So there's a lot of different ways you can put these trades together. And I'm just giving you one of the many strategies you can do. But as you start getting this information, as I lay it out for you, you can do a lot more trades than just the ones I give you. And again, you can have proper expectations on the market that you may be trading. All right, well, that gets us caught up right there for today. Tomorrow, we're going to have our normal weekly oil inventory report coming on out. And so you'll definitely want to have your expected ranges built in on that so you can have an idea of whether or not you should be straddling this or strangling it or put on iron butterfly or an iron condor, what you're going to be doing. If we go back and let's see, last Wednesday's date, what is that, the 11th? So it's back on up to the 11th. All right, and then we got the announcement is going to come out at 10:30. So if we go over and look at basically what is the expected movement during that hour. For last week, the expected move was 57 pips. What do we got for this coming week? All right, so for this coming Wednesday, so I got them plotted out for the week here. For this coming Wednesday, we got 56, so pretty close. Pretty much on the same par. So we're for about a 56 pip move on the oil inventory. And you can use that in a lot of different ways, condor, straddle, strangles, etc. There, we'll be right back after this break.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, come on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Okay, let's go ahead and see what all we can get lined up over here. And I think we might be able to put together a few pieces for tomorrow. So, looking at tomorrow, and what we can do. Got a Forex Factory on up, checking out. Well, actually, let's make sure we just double check tonight, but I'm pretty sure we got tonight covered. Let's see. Okay, for this evening, make sure you have a Be Aware event on the monetary policy. Meeting minutes coming out at 7:50 on the yen. So that could obviously cause a little volatility right there. We want to make sure that we take care of that. And then what else do we have? Okay. And then now let's roll on in to Wednesday and put together our trading plan of what all we can do here. Sorry, I got a position on. I had to keep having to watch over here. I think it just went in. There we go. Okay. Been a busy day, so lots of Russell trading all day. But anyway, so looking on over here at the pound. And what we got? We got the MPC asset purchase facility votes and rate votes. That's a really hard one to come up with a strategy on. Let me see what I can put together for you. The difficulty in that specific announcement and trying to pull it together is basically found in the fact that it's not, I mean, it's a reportable number, but it's not a fully reportable number. That even makes sense. Let's see here if I can go in, pull up the information for you. There's like a 009, you know, I mean, I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do with 009, but I can give you some stats on it. So for those of you who want those stats, give me a second. I'll pull those up. I'll be able to give you some average ranges. I don't go in and pull all the little details on that one. But just to, you know, make sure you are covered on that and you have at least some sort of expectation of movement, because I like to at least equip you with that at the very least when doing these trades. And what do we got here? Okay, so yeah, that's taking just a second to load up. I don't know why the engine's taking so long. There it goes, finally. All right, so we got this little engine that we're working on in the background. All right, let me pull back one more thing for you, and then we'll knock out tomorrow. Because we do have we got the FOMC, and we got the GDPs, and we got, other stuff that we could look at. And I know some of your New Zealand dollar traders, and so I'm going to go ahead and I might even see if I can get you some information there also. And that way you can at least, some basic expectations, okay? But we'll get over tomorrow. New Zealand Quarterly Gdp, this is just a quick one to run off there for you. Moves on average about 50 pips within 2 hours, high to low. If I go into the detail on it, this is not really something you can do on Nadex, okay? But just because they don't have the New Zealand dollar yet, but they should. So hopefully they'll get it added on. And that release comes out at 6:45. But again, I just want to give you some expectations because I know a lot of you do like to trade it. And we get about, let's see, 20. Let me go in and refine my stats real quick. There we go. So on the release, I mean, it's a pretty nice mover. Just about every report moves around 35 to 40 pips. So there's a couple 20-pip moves in there. But, I mean, I'm talking within 5 minutes of the announcement. So it's a big mover, okay? So if you are a New Zealand dollar trader, then expect a massive move in the first 5 minutes. Expect it to, on most cases, like just about every case, it'll pop up in that first 5 minutes, and then it'll flatten out or retrace back for the rest of the day. So, may take it 10 or 15, but like it usually does not just keep going. There are a couple instances, of course, in every case where you may see that happen. But most of the time it does not just keep moving on you like that. And let's see here. Let me, and let's see. Next step is, let's go in, look at the next report we got that I want to put on the list. It's going to be basically the main report. It's going to be Fed funds rate. But just to also give you facility votes, I'm trying to see if I see anything on that. It's a big mover. Like, so that's why I keep coming back to it. It's just I don't have all the stats derived yet. I do have the average stats. So I'll go ahead and give you those. And, I guess we could come up with, sort of a worst-case scenario plan on it. The pound dollar moves 80 pips on average 2 years after 2 hours, 2 years. For the last 2 years, it's moved 80 pips on average. 91% of the time, it moves at least 50 pips on the asset and official bank rate votes. So we're usually getting a pretty nice move right there. And what would be the best way to put that one together? So first step, pound dollar, need to make a note that you're 91% of the time we're breaking 50 pips. The average move is 80 pips. And then Now, that could be 40 up and 80 down. Okay, that's high to low. All right? So it's the high to low after it. And therefore, I mean, if we got 40 up, 40 down, which usually we're going to go one way or the other. But if we got 40 up, 40 down, because it all comes out at once. There's nothing to really make it shake around. Except for, the NPC member, is it going to be speaking about that? Okay, now it's a totally different, unrelated topic. So, I would go in and I'd be willing to do unless the implied volatility was extremely high, I'd be willing to go in and throw in a straddle for $40 or less. Let's see, 40, you have to move 80, which would be our average move, which we're going to have ones under that. Let's go and do $30 or less to give us a little bit of room. So $30 straddle, as early as 11 o'clock. You can't get in later. You can't get in any later than 4 a.m., and you're going to choose your 7 a.m. expiration. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is run through every possible scenario. If it only moves up 40 pips and it goes up, okay, you're all right. Set your take profit at 1-to-1 on the trade, and we're expecting, if you can get that trade on for a max risk of, and just accounting for bid-ask spread, let's make that $35. So max risk of $35. If you can pull that thing off, set your take profit at 1-to-1, and on each side of the trade. If you want to go really conservative, you can set it at 0.5-to-1. All right, now let's dig a little bit deeper, because a fun one that we're going to talk about, and we'll be able to talk about this more tomorrow in detail as well, maybe even put some of the trades on right into the announcement, because my show goes right up to the release. Okay, so we got crude oil inventories knocked out. We got MPC. We have a simple $35 trade, 7 a.m. expiration. Enter anytime before 4 o'clock. Basically, as early as 11 p.m., no later than 4 a.m. And then we're not going to worry about any of that information right there. We got this, and then we get to focus on FOMC. So this is not just an FOMC statement. It's also an FOMC statement with a press conference, which usually gives us even more volatility. All right. So how are we going to trade this? There's so many ways that we can put this together. And let's just start going over a few of them. Okay? On a few of these trades right here, we'll get some different pairs. And let's see what moves the most, what moves the least. You need to make sure you do your math correctly. It's very important. So that way you don't end up doing a trade that's too expensive. One of the biggest mistakes people will make on FOMC is they're like, it's going to move. Yeah, it's definitely going to move. But a lot of times the implied volatility can be so high that they don't know that they're setting themselves up for failure with the prices that they're choosing. So let's talk about what our average moves are on the FOMC announcement. Okay? An FOMC interest rate, I'm going to go through a little list for you real quick. Aussie dollar, we're looking at about 58 pips on average. Now, this is just high to lows. We're going to go through, we'll do some detailed analysis. It's just simple high to low. About 58 pips on Aussie dollar, about 70 on pound, 70 on pound dollar and euro dollar, 65 on dollar franc, and 50 on dollar CAD and dollar yen. I'll read that for you one more time. Dollar franc, dollar yen, dollar CAD, dollar yen, 50 pips. Aussie dollar, which is 60 pips. Dollar franc, 65. Euro dollar, pound dollar, 70. That's your high to low. That is not your release to high, your release to low. That's just after the release comes out, over 2 hours, the high to the low point. Okay? Now, let's go in on that report. Let's dive in a little bit deeper. And we'll start out with euro dollar. And we basically got 3 p.m. expirations on the spreads. So we know that whatever we choose, it's going to be a 3 p.m. expiration. And we'll even look at some butterflies tomorrow as well. So, because the markets are usually really flat leading up to it. But let's see here. 3 p.m. expiration, euro dollar on the FOMC. And, God, this doesn't even seem right. It was really, really flat last time. Amazing. Basically moved up 11 and down like 10. Really, really flat. Again, that's a rarity. And by 3 o'clock there. One before that moved 100 pips. Okay. One before that, we moved about 50 high to low, but we got 3. So there's some of those big high to low averages. That's why I was sort of telling you they can throw things off. The one after that, we moved about 40 pips. Now, it ran down 100. This is pretty massive. The release comes out. Check this out. The release comes out. It drops down 110 pips in 5 minutes. Actually, less than 5 minutes. It runs all the way back up. I got 140 pips. And then it actually pulled back all the way back down 100 pips by, later in the day, by about 4 o'clock. So by 3 o'clock, it ended right at 37. So some massive volatility right there. Go to the previous report. We got a rundown of about 50 pips by 3 o'clock. Before that, we got a run up of about 130. One after that, we got about 50, 113. We had a run up of, it actually ran down 30, and then it ran up 60 from there, basically a positive 30 at the end as of 3 o'clock. And, yeah, we're going to have to go into this. We're going to have to dive into this in a lot of detail tomorrow. Up 37, down 5, so we got about 40 pips on that one. And got about 17 on the one before that, and like 3 on the one before that. Okay, so 1, 2 report. Let's see which ones had press conferences as well. Let's check that out right there. I'm going to pull this up, and I can open up the press conference, which will happen at 2:30, by the way. And this will let me just sort of line up when I'm looking at all these reports, like were the big ones with or without press conferences? Okay, so like April, very small move on the FOMC, and we had no press conference. March moved over basically about 100 pips, and we did have a press conference. Let's see, January did not have a press conference, did not move that much. December release did have a press conference, and we did have a pretty... It took a little while to finally get it going, but it moved about 50 pips. It moved down, actually 92 pips to begin with, but it pulled way back. And but we did have the press conference, so it was a lot of volatility. We got basically about a 100 pip move on it, even though it did pull back. October moved down about 67 pips. That was a pretty big move, and did not have a press conference, but wasn't in the 100 pip range. September moved like 130 pips. That's when they surprised everybody on the QE, and we did have a press conference. Going on down to July of 2013. We got about 50 pip move on the trade. Did not have a press conference. I hope you're starting to see the pattern here. June, it moved down about 130 pips. We did have a press conference. May, about 27 pips down, and then about 27 pips up. Did not have a press conference. March, moved down 5 and up 37. We did have a press conference. So that's the first we've ran into so far where we had a press conference and we really didn't have a big move. January moved up like about 16 pips. Did not have a press conference. December, this is back on 2012. So not any surprises going on, about 33 pips. So we did have a press conference. So basically the only two that didn't move that much were back in when there wasn't just as much unforeseen announcements coming out of the Fed. So now with all the talks about interest rates and everything else, and having a press conference, we're expecting a big move on this. So let's talk about what that straddle or even potentially iron condor could look like on just euro dollar right after this.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com. Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land, a bag of pearls. The king promised that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find with these 3 conditions. 1, choose only 1 pearl. 2, remove 1 pearl at a time, accept or reject it. And 3, if rejected, it would be lost forever. She began by looking at the pearls, passing on many special treasures. She delved deeper into the bag, and soon the pearls were replaced with pebbles. Sadly, she went home empty-handed. Folks, replace pearls with time, because we cannot go back even 2 seconds. We live in the eternal moment of now. So when now are you going to take advantage of my offer to you, a subscription to my daily investment newsletter service, Mastering Probability, where you can experience the most incredible pearls for trading and investing, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator and Strategy. The offer? It gets better. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't go home empty-handed. Mastering Probability. Available on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, here we go. Let's check out where we're at right now. We're going through, we'll put it all together. We're getting nice big moves on this report. I would expect that having the press conference and having all the interest rate talks, we should probably get a nice move. May take a little bit because you may have that press conference to come out. But that expected range we're talking about on euro dollar being like 70 pips, I think that's a very realistic expectation and a release to high, release to low expectation. You can really get in at any time before the announcement. You're going to choose 3 o'clock expiration. So don't forget that we're going to do a straddle on this trade. You can do the 3 o'clock expiration for intraday. You can do the 3 o'clock expiration for dailies. You'll have dailies and intradays. Make sure you're using the scanner to find out which one's going to be best for you. You can get in anytime you want to before 2 o'clock. If I back up and I look a little bit deeper, what I'm going to see here is that there's really not a lot of movement at all, period, expected, before the announcement comes out. So, I mean, get in at 7, get in at, 1:45. Okay? So sort of whatever on that trade. You can choose to do whatever you want to as far as the entry. Just not anywhere than 145. Obviously, as early as 7 o'clock. Being a straddle, the reality is you're probably going to get it a lot cheaper the closer you get to the announcement. So you can look for straddles. What price would you want them to be? Well, let's say if we were going conservative. Okay, and this is where it's going to get tricky. So that's why we're going to talk about it even more in detail on the show tomorrow. Is if it only moves 70 pips, that means you'd need one for about $35. And this thing's probably going to cost a solid $50. Okay? So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to look at the cost, and what you're going to have to do is calculate. Now, we'll do this on the air, but calculate the cost and go, okay, how much does this cost me for this straddle or this iron condor? How far does it have to move just to be break even, which is basically going to be the cost of the straddle, okay? How far does it have to move for me to make a 1-to-1, which is basically going to be double the cost of the straddle? Is that within my realm of expectations? And if not, I might choose to go for a 0.5 to 1. So maybe I'll put up $50 and I'll take it off if it moves 75 pips and I'll net a $25 profit. Or maybe it'll cost $60 or $70. Well, I expect about a 70 pip move, so maybe I'll just let it do its thing. But having a press conference, I really do expect it to move. May completely be wrong on that. But, we just went through every single announcement, and the ones that had press conferences, except for, back in 2012, moved big. The ones who didn't moved small. So, since this FOMC press conference has a news announcement, we're going to look for a straddle. You could go up to $50, but you're going to need to keep an eye on it, okay? And see if it takes off. And you ought to know that, pretty quick. Let's see, what does pretty quick mean? Within 30 minutes, you should have a really solid idea on the trade, watch the deviations. But it'll make a lot more sense when we pull it up live. So it'll be a great chance if you haven't had a chance to sit down and really analyze condors and analyze spreads, straddles, back-to-back, side-to-side. This will give you a chance to do that. Let's see here. Okay, so what does that mean? What do you do with it? All right, so let me give you just a simple plan on that before we wrap up. Enter as early as 7, no later than 1:45 for a 3 o'clock expiration. Could be the intraday or the daily spreads on the euro dollar for a straddle of no more than $50. Look for a movement expectation of somewhere between 70 and 100 pips within 2 hours, but we don't have 2 hours, so you got an hour. So if I don't get my 70 pips within about 30 minutes, I'm going to be looking to move my exits to break even. All right, y'all have a great day, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow right here on the Diagnostic Trading Hour.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You're watching Tiger TV.